Welcome to Spirit Club, a podcast and community where we talk about what's really running the show, your inner world. I'm Angel, your host, your guide, and your spiritual bestie. Around here, we're all about doing the inner work because your outer reality is only ever a reflection of what's going on within. We practice radical ownership, freedom in faith, surrendering our path to God, and trusting our intuition like our lives depend on it. Because honestly, they do. So take a breath, open your heart, and let's dive in. Welcome back, Spirit Club. I've got a very aligned guest to introduce you to. Today we have Valérie Demont, an author, conscious business mentor, and energy healer for spiritually aligned entrepreneurs. Valérie's work is around being, overdoing, which is what we're really trying to do here at Spirit Club. So we're looking forward to getting to know you. Welcome, Valérie.
Oh, thank you for having me, Angel. And I have to say that I love your latest episode, especially the one on money. So, and the new paradigm. So, yeah.
Amazing. I was like,
Yes.
I'm going to talk to her about the new paradigm. I feel like she has some insights. So we'll
Yeah,
get
we'll
there for
see. We'll
sure.
see.
Okay, so I would love to just start with getting to know you. Could you share with us your sun, moon, and rising if you know them, or just
Yes. So, my sun is Leo.
ah,
My rising sign is Aquarius. What do you want? Earth? I don't know Earth.
your moon?
Moon
Mm.
is in Aries. So
Oh, okay. So you got quite a bit of fire in your big three.
yes, and almost only fire energy everywhere except rising sign and Saturn in Cancer. But
Oh,
I think
wow.
that's all. So
Okay.
it's hard to manage this fire. That's probably why I could write a book about being and not doing, because I'm an overachiever, overperformer,
Mm-hmm.
and I used to be addicted to it, and I'm still fighting it
Mm-hmm.
sometimes. So yeah.
I mean, there's a part of it that's in your makeup, so part of that will probably always be with you. And I would say for me too, not fire, but earth energy is also pretty like doing. Um, what other ways does a lot of fire show up for you in your personality or habits or behaviors?
Okay. So often I feel this urge to act. So, when ideas come, or I have to write it down somewhere, because otherwise, either they stay here somewhere and start to, take more and more and more place and consume me from inside.
Mm.
So I have to find a way to externalize this fire, because otherwise, the acidity stays in my body, and it's inflammation take place. So, and I am 50 now, so I have enough inflammation, so I don't want to add more inflammation. So yes, I walk a lot, if barefoot if I can.
Mm.
I go to the forest, and yes, I do a lot of sports to to put this fire energy outside of myself. And the thing is that it's part of me. It's part of who I am.
Mm-hmm.
So, and and even this moon in Aries is very, dramatic sometimes,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
yeah.
I love to, and it's part of me, to have my emotion take place, and be, yes, very, not only dramatic, but as well, consuming from inside, and so from time to time I have to express it with my
Mm-hmm.
voice and my energy and moving my arms and standing up and doing the show. But
Yeah.
it's part as well of the Leo. So, and
Yeah,
it took
yeah.
me so many years to have to be fully me in this place and
Mm-hmm.
accept my inner
Mm-hmm.
gift because it's part of my nature. And I have to say that astrology and human design helped me a lot to
Mm-hmm.
understand who I am truly, why I am here. Because deep down I knew it, but I needed,
The validation. Yeah.
absolutely, because I've been raised, uh, don't speak too loud, don't take too much place. It's the adult part here. Children have to be silent and stay silent. And yes. And then after that, you have to perform, my girl. You are my girl. You are here to perform, to
Mhm.
overachieve, to have
You're like, I
success,
can
to
do
prove
that.
yourself. Oh my God. And I am wired like that. So I
Yes.
can. And
Yeah.
I will prove you, Dad, that I can.
Yeah, I find
So,
astrology and human design, they're like kind of the permission slip to just be fully who we are and
yes.
like let it be okay. Because, so long as we don't match whatever blueprint we were told was good and right and the good way to be, we're all sort of like battling with that. But then these systems come in and they're like, no, this is exactly who you need to be. This is what you are. And you can manage the challenges like you've found. Okay, when the fire gets built up, I need a way for it to come out. Okay, amazing. you know
Yes. And especially this year in the fire horse.
ah
And the year one as well,
wow.
so very young. And I was like, oh my God, how man am I gonna manage all this fire energy that will come to activate me from the collective? And I asked my guides and through my mentor, and because my guides are shy with me, so I have to have my mentor in between us and as a channeler. And they said, adopt the slow burn. I was,
Mm.
okay, what does it even mean,
You're like,
and and slow. And the thing is that then I realized I wrote a book about being. So it means, being doesn't necessarily means being slow,
right.
but it's more about being who you are. But it was okay, should I, lower myself again? Or okay. And then I realized it means, you know, adding some woods in the fire, or in the execution, in the doing, every day a single action that
Mhm.
that takes my fire out, put myself into action. And the truth is, I really love to act. I
Mhm.
have to. But in this new paradigm, what does it mean? Because it doesn't mean acting like we used to, or we were raised to, or conditioned to. So, yeah, it's really a new way to adopt myself,
Yeah,
and to get
and
to know myself. Yeah.
I can hear the like Aquarius rising coming through of like seeing the new way of how we do this, of
Yes.
and you lived sort of through the old way, and now you're kind of you're pioneering the new.
Yes, and it's been here because I did. Do you know about future life progression?
You mean like through hypnosis?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So traditional hypnosis is doing some regression, so going to the past, and here it's going forward
Mhm,
into
mhm,
the future. And in 2019, I was trained to this practice, and then I saw, I just got the information, the vision about the future, about AI, about the worst of it, and how we can balance the worst of it. And then, happened 2020, we all know.
mhm,
And the consciousness rise at this moment. So it was a kind of, balance. And I was confident about the future and people, but this, Aquarius age or Pluto in Aquarius and all this stuff were really here inside, living inside me for so many years. And I think, of course, since I'm bored because yes, it's my rising sign, but um, I can I can feel, I've been feeling for a long time how we have to prepare and get ready for, the future or the new paradigm. Doesn't mean that it's easy, because when you know and you are still stuck in the old paradigm with everyone who doesn't understand a word who you are and how you are living and your point of view. So it's been a tough time, but
It's a tough
yes,
time, but your soul signed up for it for sure.
absolutely. But once again, and we have to get to know each other and why we are here. And when I fully understood who I am, why I am here, I can have a look at my, past experiences, the family I choose, how how life shaped me. And yes, looking at this, red line, it totally makes sense. And I know, even, you were talking on your last episode about money, and I have to be honest with that. Over the past years, I had several months without money, really, maybe 1 month or 2 months without any clients, just to understand. Because I'm a material girl, so I had to understand and experiment, what does money mean in the new paradigm? What does abundance, prosperity, striving, and all this, all those spiritual words in the business world, what do they truly mean deep inside? And I was not able to guide people. Support people if I haven't lived that myself in my, deep down in my bones, not in my head. Really
Embodied. Yeah.
embodied, yes.
Amazing. Okay, I want to get into the new paradigm, but it feels like we just need to lay a little more groundwork about where you've been. So, like, what's your background? Where'd you come from, and how'd you end up in this work of supporting spiritual entrepreneurs, being overdoing? Tell us a little bit about that story.
I try to be short. So yes, I grew up in an entrepreneur family here in Switzerland, and they were very innovative. And so innovation is part of me. I studied marketing. I worked in marketing, small, big companies, both. And some companies with no money, some companies with a lot of budget. But each time I was, stuck in the job description, because I saw that we have to improve. There were ways to innovate and so on. So I didn't fit in. And yes, I was doing something like my variation or my talent and try to express it over there, but it doesn't fit. So I left company a first time when I was a little bit less than 30. And then I opened a massage therapist and working with essential oils and working in, I don't know how we say, in a fitness, in a, where people are training their muscles. So it was easy to massage them. I have plenty of clients over there. and it was really great. But it was my first time with energy and magnetism in my hand. And I realized that, yes, massaging people is not enough. There is something else. You can work on the body, but there is something more, which is, yeah, energy, the invisible universe, whoever, guides, and so on. And then we had to go through an IVF to get pregnant. And it was my first contact with the universe, and this invisible part. And I couldn't rely only on the scientific part and my doctor at that time. So I had to, do some prayers, because it was my way to forgive life for being so hard on us. And so I realized later that I was talking to my son's soul, and yeah, massaging my belly every afternoon, talking to him and saying, "Hey, we are ready to get you. We are looking forward," and so on. And it worked. On the first try, it worked. So yeah, it was wonderful. And now he is almost 20. So yeah. And so that's part of me. So I had this entrepreneur DNA, and then the marketing part. I'm good at finance as well. So yeah, and allocated resources, because I see. And then I realized that all the marketing strategy that I wrote for clients were channeled. The book that I wrote that I have written was channeled as well. So yes, it was part of me, and I realized that. But I realized that I get information about business. I never receive information about, private life, family or relationship. And all the information that I channel and receive are about business, who you are in. Yeah, yeah. And then I realized as well that I can scan the body, thanks to my massage experience. I can scan the body to see where are contraction. So today I have some healing gift. Don't ask me how they come to me, but they are here. So I have secret for I don't know how to say it, people who were in fire and are burned. So yes, so I have the healing secret. We say that in Switzerland. I don't know the words in English, but I have a secret to heal people on that magnetism. But also I can see where the body is contracted, and how to put some light on it to relax it. And it's the same for companies and businesses. I can see that each time a client talks to me about his or her business, I can see where there are contraction or issues, or where the resources aren't allocated well enough. So I received that, and I can see it's almost like a scanner, or an RME, I think, the big machine when you go
MRI.
out of the MRI.
I was like, I'm not sure I know.
Yeah. Oh, wrong spelling. But yes, and today I'm in the middle, I work in the middle of all those world, invisible, spiritual. And for me, spirituality is not necessarily esoteric or invisible. It's more who we are, and how do we want to live here. How can we live? Or how do we have to? I don't know which word, which verb is the best. But and then this whole business part that have to change, and he's such a big lever because yes, we work 8, 9, 10 hours a day in the traditional work. And if a boss is, let's say, happy, to make it simple and short, and he's aligned and embodied fully who he truly is, it's easier for his employee to be themselves, work there, do the best, come back home, not being exhausted for having fought the fight. I am struggling with my verbs. But yes, I really want people to be happy and fully energized and not exhausted. I don't know how it is where your viewers and listeners, I don't know where they are from, but
Mostly
here
North
in
America.
okay. And I imagine it's even worse than here in Europe, especially in Switzerland. But in Switzerland, working people it's 44, I think, working people, 44% of working people claim they are professionally exhausted, which means it's almost 1/2.
Totally. I mean, I'm sure everyone listening, many people listening are in their burnout with their jobs, for sure.
Yeah.
It's like the old paradigm that's kind of dying off, and part of that
Yes.
die off is like getting really bad before you have to leave, you know? And so I want to stick on this sort of being versus doing. Tell me what that means to you so I know what page we're on.
Yes. So it doesn't mean not doing anything or being stuck, or yes, it means acting from your complete self, from your inner governance, at your own rhythm.
At your own rhythm.
But what are your complete self, your inner governance, and your true rhythm? So yes, in the book I have prompts to help you dig into it. But if you are familiar with human design or astrology, you will find it. So, and I think those tools are really, once again, an outer confirmation, an external permission to be fully yourself, because we all know what our true pace is. We know this rhythm deep inside, we know it, but from the rational perspective and those working conditionings, we don't allow ourselves to access to it, because we said it when before you start the recording. We are not good at working late, and I am an early bird, but I'm less an early bird today than I used to. And yes, as life goes on or goes by, I am changing. And how am I changing? I need more and more space to understand who I am, to be fully aligned, embodied my being, and then open space to welcome my clients. And I think that, I don't know if you said that in the previous episode, but I heard the AI world. So, and I really think that today, with this AI taking more and more place, and even being very good at traditional coaching, AI is very good at coaching.
Sure.
So the only way to, as a coach or healer is different because healer receive a lot of stuff that AI can't have. But probably the new coach has to move in a space where he can hold a bigger space to have people and open their heart and be fully heart and heart connected. And this needs to get to know ourselves
Yeah.
and to be fully yourself, to be able to navigate at your true pace, your why, and going to your true north. You need strong foundations, and it's the first part of my method, fluid. It's not a real method or process because it's based on life. So you have to be strong inside yourself, in your body, get to know you very well, especially your skills, how your past shaped you, what else? Your inner talents or gifts, what makes your patience, what makes you unique, really what makes you unique, and then have this uniqueness fully embodied, and so then work your body.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm going to just mark this. Darn it. Sorry, Valerie.
No worries.
More water.
What about the body here?
I was like, I didn't feel any need to cough. And then suddenly it was like, I want to cough now. And I was like, no, you can't.
We
Stay
never
put.
know with cough, so yes.
Okay, 26-ish. Okay. So you probably don't know this about me, so I'll just share a little bit about my background. But I really resonate with someone who did a lot and probably still does, but I'm taking those layers off. But I was always doing the most and being the best at doing the most. And it was my identity. It was who I was being. Who I was being was someone who was doing, And in order to change my life, I wasn't happy. I was exhausted. I was burnt out. I was all the things. And in order to change that, I couldn't just stop doing. I had to first sort of do the inner work and the reprogramming around why I felt I needed to do so much. So I would love to hear from you based on the people you've worked with. Why is it so hard for us to stop doing so much?
What a question. Probably because our nervous system, or let's say instinctive governance, is always on. And so we are on survival mode. And if we don't do or act or build something, it seems like we are dying because, the human body is not made to lie down on your couch or yoga mat the whole day. It's made to move. And probably inside ourselves, there is something that needs to move at one point. The thing is that today, our nervous system, or this inner governance, this instinctive governance, so became an habit and the new normal. And because the world is so crazy that we are under pressure. But we've been shaped like that during the 90s, early 20s. And so um, it was the way, doing to get more money, to, develop capitalism, democracy, and maybe after the Second World War as well. So it's part of our DNA as well. And from the transgenerational to get more money and to survive. But today it's not the same. The survival is linked to the exhaustion of our nervous system, and it's not linked to lack of food or and we have to reprogram our nervous system, find a way to through meditation, yoga, breath work, whatever, sports, um, to pivot this instinctive governance to go back to an adaptive mode in where our prefrontal cortex can start leading from alignment. And the only way to do that is to laugh, dance, breathe, or uh, yes, try to look at things in another perspective, use the help of a coach or a mirror, someone mirroring stuff, because we have to open our heart, release all the layers, and all these layers of the onion we have in front of, or the carapace we have, the shelter we have around us. And yes, it's a nervous system issue, I think, and the conditioning as well, inheritance from the past. But today it's not the same. It's not the same anymore. But the thing is that the body is still wired on the past, and now we have to reprogram it or to upload the new software and get to, because you can do all the healing, but if you don't start to use this new software, you will never be and do from being.
Exactly.
So what is this new software? How can you use it? And to know, there is no instruction to follow. There is no guide to follow. It's you are the only guide. You have your software. Each one of your listeners have their own softwares, and I have mine. And there is no copy paste we can do. So we have to stop comparing ourselves, which put more pressure on our nervous system as well. So
And you can look outside of yourself for like examples, or because sometimes it's so hard to even imagine, how do I be differently? So sometimes it helps to like look at someone who is being the way that I want to be and be like, okay, like use it as inspiration rather than comparison. But yeah, I agree that it feels like the reason it's so hard to stop doing is related to like, if I stop doing, I will die. As much as people like consciously, they're like, no, I don't believe that. But it's like the fear, it's really around control, because doing allows me to control what's going on. And if I stop doing.
But yes, but the thing is that we cannot control the outcome. Stop having expectations, because you don't know, if you can doubt what we are saying, because it's not the traditional way to think. But for the new paradigm, give yourself a chance to see things through another angle, because the truth is you can push yourself as much as you want. As an entrepreneur, you can do the best marketing, use social media, be there, show up, but when it's done from a scarcity mode or a lack perspective or angle or feeling, it it doesn't work. And the thing is that you can push what you can have the best marketing strategy, or and do it and push to do it and improve yourself and so on, but you cannot force people to sign up
Mm-hmm.
or to buy what you have to sell. So you cannot force people to buy what you're selling. So this is the end. Do your best from the best place without exhausting yourself, being who you are, and at some point the right people will show up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like I've been exploring a lot about what you're talking about within my business and my work, in that, I have a tendency to do because I'm really good at doing. Like,
I am too.
you
And
know,
I love.
discipline, focus, I can do a lot. And so sometimes I just, from sheer habit, just kind of get caught in that. And I recently caught myself and I went, okay, the energy underneath it, which is kind of what you're talking about here. What's the energy underneath it? Is it scarcity? Is it, for me, what am I trying to get? Is it trying to get? And if I'm trying to get, that that ain't gonna work. And so I
Yes.
had to just like chop, 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 chop off a lot of the doing and come back to the essence of like, how do I want to be spending my days? How, like, what work lights me up? What do I want to create, and not worry about the rest of it?
Yes.
And so, what are some of the like results you've seen for entrepreneurs or people who kind of shift to a more being led work, or as you say, presence led work?
So I'm gonna talk about the reasons, but I have to be really honest about that. Is that the way to the result is not that easy and not guaranteed, because
Mm-hmm.
it's a path, and it's a pathway, and it varied from who you are and how you are willing to change. And sometimes even if your willpower is really here and activate, it doesn't mean that the result will get you will get the result right now, because I think that life and your life path has its own way and rhythm, and it's not often what you want or
Yep.
what you expect.
Right.
And that's where before I answer your question, and please ask it again if I lose it, but that's where visualization is very important, or this future life progression that I talked before, because you can not only see, and it's not the vision that is important here, but you can feel how it feels to move and be who you truly are,
Mm.
who who you are, how is your life, how does your life feel and your company feel when you are your complete self. And then from here you can embody the sensation and then move from that sensation in your day-to-day life. Then what was the question?
So maybe I'll reframe it from not results, but like, what are the changes that people
Yes.
see? Because they're probably coming to you because, well, because they're burnt out or because they're not getting results. So how does doing this work shift them?
Yes, and they come to me because they doubt their intuition as well.
Hmm. Interesting.
Okay, so the result is, first of all, they feel in their body that they are more confident and that
Hmm.
they have the power to move from this place, from their true, complete self. But before to be confident and to have the faith to move from that place, they deeply know who they are. So it's not, it's not a KPI traditional
Yeah.
result.
Yeah.
It could be, and I have to say that for several of my, maybe half of my clients, it shows up this way as well. But first, it's inside themselves. They feel, basically, they feel stronger, like a superhero or, Wonder Woman. But they really feel it. And often they have, a big mission, a mission that they are almost afraid to embrace and adopt. So they feel that the mission is this level, and so we have to balance it, um, so that they are truly supported as well by the mission, their company's souls, and so on. Yes, and then they have to adjust the way they are working their processes.
Mhm.
Really internal processes like tools that and often as well their methodology too, whether it's the client experience, customer experience, or the way they receive them, the way they used to work is changing a little bit because they aren't the same one anymore.
Like I can imagine, tell me if I'm right, that people come and work with you and their business changes entirely. Like I'm sure there are people who don't want to do the business that they're doing anymore once they meet their true selves and connect to their mission.
Um, Actually, it's not the business itself, it's the way they were leading this business and their people.
Okay.
So, and as they are more confident, it's easier for them to make decisions based on their intuition instead of doing the pros and the cons and doing the rational one, which often leads to the wrong results, and then they come back to their intuition. So they 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 have more energy, more time, and they go straight to the point, in a shorter way. Instead of doing the pros and the cons, they listen to their intuition because they can trust it. They don't second guess it. And so and the thing is that as they are aligned, they meet the right people, you know and if when they meet those right people, if they start to second guess it or being too surprised or too amazed by what's happening, or and start to rationalize it and use the logical part in themselves, it it doesn't fit anymore because they are back in the old version. So it's a it's not that easy to change and adopt your true one, and I mean change is actually there is nothing to change because we already are this person. It's just remembering it or coming back to our home, true home.
Or taking off the things that we put on
Yes,
to cover it.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
So,
I think the best example that I have is a client. She's an accountant and she has an accounting company. And yeah, she came last year and she said, I'm a Leo. She's not a Leo as birth sign, but she felt trapped in her cage, and she said, "The door is open. I want you to help me go outside this." And then she really she started. She was so brilliant, And it's so beautiful to see her move, in her life. And then each time she came back, and she came back a lot because she wanted to share her result with me, through a vocal note. And my clients are so great at that. And she said, "Oh, you can't believe it. I signed this, and then I have this other proposal outside, and I know it's good, so I'm gonna hire two other people, and and it was so great to see her move." And yes, from time to time she comes back because she said, "I think the door. I'm back into my cage." And yeah, she struggled with her husband. So yeah, it's not that easy because we we have so many stuff on our lives, and it's not that easy to truly live from our true self, because yeah, only a few do that. So let's
Yeah,
be more to show the example, I think.
and it's one thing to build a business, let's say you've been doing a lot of inner work, a lot of excavation, finding who you are, and then build a business. That's one thing. But to already have a business built and then be finding that within it is a whole other thing. I'm sure that makes it even harder.
Yes, because they can't. They used to work 8 to 5 or something like that, and at one point they can't anymore because they really need to respect their true rhythm, and as well the one of their employees, because yes, they have to be aligned. So it's not that easy to say to an employee, "Okay, feel free to work when you feel it, as long as you do the work."
Yeah.
I did that with my employee, and I can say it is easy. It was easy for me because I never want a boss to tell me when I have to work. So it was easy for me because I knew that. But on a daily basis, not easy, because you have to say, as long as the work, or the job is done, it's okay. I don't care when you work, but do the job for the deadline.
So, okay, that to me sounds like some new paradigm direction. So I would love to hear your insights, Valerie, on like what is the future of business entrepreneurship? What's it look like? Give us a few hints.
Okay, so um, I have many podcasts on that, but they are in French, so I'm gonna receive it and describe the vision that I have. So it's more a heart-led or soul-led business. For me, heart is the door of the intuition, and the intuition is the messenger of the soul. So those entrepreneurs, their rib cage is fully open. It's even bigger than now. It's almost like it enhances from several centimeters, and they have we say broader shoulders, bigger shoulders.
Yep.
And then they are very, very strong in their legs. So it's almost like they are like a temple, so in their body. And then from this place, they are able to have, I'm going to describe what I see, then you have to transpose it in your daily life. It's more feelings than processes, but from this place, they are able to trust that they, inside themselves, they know deeply their clients, because they open a space in front of them to receive them. It's more like an energetic space to welcome them. And then they are connected, even if they are not present in the same place, the same room, they are connected together through their heart, through emotion, and they can feel that. And when I say that, my all hands are fully activated. So great. And then it's the same with their employees, with their partners, and so they live almost in the same energetic field. So it's helped, it's brighter, it's almost like your sun radiating and sending lights to the right people. It's almost like these images of networks. So it's a link between two suns basically, and then it irradiates further. And so marketing and communication and all those digital stuff or AI are part of this because they are enlightened as well by the heart, from the heart. So, and I think, and I saw that in 2019, that AI has a lot to do inside this because it's networks as well. But it's here to do basically all the rational, systematic part, to give more space to feel. And so the entrepreneur is less into the action of doing, but his action or the doing came really from being. So here I am fully present with you. I am, but I'm doing, I'm speaking from what I receive. And I want to stay humble, but what I'm receiving right now is pure. So there is no ego in it. It's just what I see, and I explain what I see, and I try to translate the energy that I'm receiving. And it's more about holding the space and being into this space to receive the other person, the client, the product. Everything is an energy. So it's more about that than doing to get a result. The result is the cherry on the top. It's almost like the results aren't the same. It's not results or KPIs or all that aren't. It's not here anymore. It's here, but it's not in this energetic field. It's really different. It's here somewhere, and money and the way money is used is really it's more a currency than something we absolutely need.
Yeah. I see that and resonate. And yeah, just to take it back to what you described. So it really feels like our job, what it is that we're doing, is really about connecting, holding, almost like holding frequency, staying pure and clean and clear, connecting, holding frequency, and then translating that into, something that AI can take and do things with for us.
Exactly. And the thing is that the ability working with AI, the ability to and that's where human design and the sleeping cross of phoenix is really useful, is being able to feel if AI is right, if it's aligned or not. And so I think it's the 2034 channel, which is the ability to make decision in the moment and speak or express yourself right now, truly aligned from the right, purest place possible. And I think the only way that human can really work with AI, it's once again, being fully present, aligned, strong, and able to, because it's so easy when you look at your screen to be back in your head and the rational mind and the analytical part. But you just have to feel if it feels right.
Right. Totally.
How is it in your body when it feels right? Do you have goosebumps? Do you have your head activated? Do you feel your hands? The energy is your hands, it's your spine. Where is it? Is it your heart? Is it in your plexus? Not if the plexus is contracted, not sure it's really right. So, yes, so you have to know your body. And to know your body, you have to be fully present to be able to listen to it.
Yes, so much
So,
foundational work to get to that place. But
yes.
but many people are on that journey, certainly everyone here listening. And it's a journey that takes a lifetime. It's part of,
Yes.
being human, is uncovering those layers, getting closer and closer to what true self is. And so it doesn't surprise me that it will ripple out into business, into money, into our systems, into the way we do everything. The more, really, how we change the world is by changing ourselves.
Of course, and it cannot be in another way, It's just, and I see every day people coming to me. I welcome those people that are exhausted and can't be as they were. They can't work anymore the way they used to. They are fighting their true nature the whole day, and it's not bearable anymore. So uh, last week I had I'm a former social media consultant, and I've been working with a public transport company here, local bus company. And the communication manager, I had a coffee with her last week, and she said, I need to get my intuition back in the game. When I was 20, I was into numerology, tarot, and stuff like that. And I knew stuff, but now it has to be here, fully here. And I have to have the power to tell my bosses that I know. And because I know, even if I can't explain it, it's the right way. Because I can't fight myself anymore, and I have to respect that. Please
Amazing.
help me. Okay, let's work together, And yes, it's not a receipt you can follow. You have, first of all, you have to allow yourself to get back to this, to your own nature.
Yeah. Well, it's so beautiful that you're helping people to do this within the business industry, because that's where it's coming through for you. Can you tell people how they can work with you?
Okay, so I think the first entry is my book, Being is the New Doing. And yes, get familiar with it. You can buy it on Amazon, or you can have a look at beingistheNewDoing.com. Or you can reach me on my website, valeriedemont.ch/en for English. And yes, just come, let's share a coffee, and just show up, let's share a coffee, and we get to know each other. And I need to talk to you to get to know you. and to receive information, to see what we can do together, because I don't work. I have some programs, but what we are doing in the programs are, yes, 100% tailor-made. So
Yeah. And I mean, what you're describing right there is you are doing things in the new paradigm, which is about, connecting to the person in front of you and
yes,
from a heart place, feeling
yes,
into whether or not they're someone that you're meant to work with.
yeah.
Beautiful.
Mm,
Well, it's been
thank
really
you.
beautiful connecting to you
Oh,
and your heart.
so great. My God. Oh, thank you. And the way you welcome me and this meditation we did before the recording, it's the exact way to act today.
Mm.
It's a part of being, you clean the not welcomed energy, and then you align ourselves and connect ourselves, heart to heart. During that, just to share it with you, I've added your listener in the circle, in
Oh,
the
beautiful.
space.
Yeah.
And yes, that's a new way of we can do. Before sending an email, we can just connect to ourselves, take 3 deep breaths and say, okay, does it feel right to send it right now?
Mm-hmm.
Are my words right? How does it feel? I feel it now. Okay, let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
can send it now. It's okay. It's okay if I send it tomorrow.
Mm.
No one will die.
Yeah, I know. And these things need
Hopefully.
to be normalized, because I think about my former life and my former work, and I'm like, to slow down that much to ask those questions was like not possible with the amount of things they put on your plate, with all that sort of thing. And it's like, no, we have to normalize less things, slower, more conscious action,
Yes.
more. Mhm.
Yes, but because before or sometimes we still do that, we used to work with our to-do list to be free. But let's be free and then act from this place.
Ah, that's
I don't
beautiful.
know, it came,
I love
it just
that.
came. I
Oh,
love that
let's
too. Yeah, yeah.
be
Just,
free,
wow, my God.
act from freedom. I love it. Okay, you couldn't have ended on a better note. Thank you so much, Valerie, and I
Thanks
hope
to
to connect
you,
with you
Angel.
again. And Spirit Club, until next time.